New Zealand provides our next port of call as we get an insight into the world of professional windsurfing with Olympic champion Tom Ashley.
Auckland, the city of sails, home to over 60,000 registered sailors and more yachts per capita than any other city in the world. With easy access to the water and virtually no off-season, where better to groom an Olympic sailing champion?
I got involved in sailing through my dad, actually. He used to make sails. And so I got into sailing Optimists and P-Class. P-Class is a kind of local New Zealand boat. And then changed over to windsurfing when I was about 14 or 15. And it just seemed like a little bit more fun and a little bit more action.
Ashley soon flourished in his new discipline, and by 2004 he'd not just qualified for the Olympic Games in Athens, but would go on to claim a highly respectable 10th place finish.
The tactics and strategy stuff is all the same, but unlike sailing, there's also quite a big physical component. So I guess the physical attributes you need, I guess, would be similar to something like a rower or something, much the same muscle groups, but obviously we've got to be a bit lighter. So yeah, it's a fairly broad spectrum of skills.
Strong and versatile across a range of wind conditions, Ashley came desperately close to a first major triumph at the 2006 World Championships.
I'd been getting some fairly good results, kind of top 3s, top 5s earlier that year, so it wasn't a big surprise, but definitely everything kind of came together pretty well. The conditions were perfect for me and I'd had really good training beforehand. So it was really cool actually to put a big regatta together and gave me a lot of confidence for the next years.
Indeed, the world title would not elude the Aucklander for long, and he returned to set the record straight in January 2008, this time on home waters.
I always sail big events quite conservatively, so I never really take big risks and go out and try and win lots of races, because there's 11 races and generally an event like that will reward guys who don't have any real shockers.
Victory there guaranteed, Ashley would head to last summer's Olympic Games as the man to beat. Adopting his familiar cautious approach throughout the Beijing regatta, the Kiwi ensured he'd stay in contention right up until the final race.
Going into the last race, I was a point behind the French guy, I think on the same points as the British guy and a few points ahead of the Israeli, so it was pretty stressful. I didn't sleep much the night before, and then only really relaxed when I got out there and talked to the other guys and saw that they were just as nervous as I was. So we're all in the same boat, and the race went, I guess, pretty well.
Well enough to see him crowned Olympic champion, earning New Zealand just their 36th ever gold medal.
I can't think about the games without getting totally stressed out still. So the massive relief that it's over. It hasn't changed my life that much. I'm able to walk around university and I don't get recognised or anything, which is great. Luckily, windsurfing's kind of a bit of an obscure sport, so no one cares that much. It's good actually.
Temporarily swapping his sailboard for a bicycle, the 25-year-old has enjoyed a break from competitive racing, taking time to follow both his passion for cycling as well as pursuing his studies for a career in law.
It is really satisfying to have achieved a big goal, and it's been great in that it's allowed me to think about other things. I think if I hadn't won, it probably would have been a little bit harder.
The call of the sea has proved hard to ignore though, and with a third Olympic campaign on the horizon, Ashley won't be off the water for long.
Pretty much finish one Olympic campaign and start thinking about the next one straight away. So I'll start training full-time probably at the end of this year, early next year, and just see how it goes. Once I start, there won't be so much time for university or any of that stuff anymore, which is a shame because I'm really enjoying it. But then through to 2012, it's definitely all about the games.